The most delightful thing about Elite Dangerous is also the most infuriating. It refuses to be predictable or consistent. Want to go have an exciting dogfight? Maybe you will, but you don't get to choose when or how. It's very rarely the exact space trading or combat sim I want it to be, when I want it to be. But even though it's ponderous, it's often wondrous. Elite Dangerous lets you be a lone spaceship captain in a huge, one-to-one recreation of the Milky Way, with freedom to choose between careers as diverse as pirate, trade magnate, or smuggler. But no matter how hard I searched the stars, I never found a way around those valleys of boredom. There was no style of play that made life in this enormous, persistent online galaxy an all-killer, no-filler experience. It took dozens of hours of play before I understood how to get the most out of Elite. But even now, the vast stretches of emptiness make the really impressive parts few and literally light years between. Just want to do some easy, lucrative missions to make progress toward your next ship upgrades? You might get lucky, or the job market might suck on the night you log on. So a lot of the time I've been hanging around starports, looking for decent prices on cargo that I might be able to sell for a slight profit somewhere else. I have a notebook full of handwritten trade route info and price information to help guide me. It feels like a lot of work, and even though the graphics are impressive and evocative, the vast majority of Elite is what you see here, long, lonely hours of transit. But what keeps you going is the promise of the unexpected and the unexplored. To break up the monotony of trade, you can explore unidentified signals, Elite's equivalent of random encounters, and hope for something cool to happen. It could be a stray piece of contraband floating out there in space, just waiting for you to fish it out with your cargo hook. That's a sweet score. Sometimes it'll turn out to be wanted criminals skirmishing with law enforcement, and you can join in the fray for easy bounty money. Occasionally, you'll get lucky and end up killing the Elite equivalent of John Dillinger and get a massive reward for it. And maybe you'll spot another player flying past, carrying a load full of precious cargo and decide to chase them down, knock them out of FTL, and start your side career as a pirate. Careful though, the moment you attack another player, even accidentally, you're accruing bounties on your head. As I become more flexible with my approach, I've been rewarded by the sheer variety of things Elite will throw in my path when I'm willing to stop and smell the hydrogen. My favorite sessions are almost invariably the ones that turn into 2 and 3 hour wanders through the stars, as one thing leads to another. It's easy to spend a lot of pleasant time aimlessly wandering and fighting because Elite does such a tremendous job of making each ship feel distinctive and immersing you in the role of the pilot. So is it worth putting up with all that slow-paced cargo hauling? I'd say yes. Because from time to time, Elite throws an absolutely amazing and harrowing experience your way, like this one here. Not my finest hour as a pilot, but even when I picked fights with adversaries out of my league and it all went wrong, I was having a good time. Notice how quiet everything becomes because of the vacuum filling the cockpit. It's a remarkable effect, and one I'd savor except for the fact that I have 5 minutes of backup oxygen to get the hell out of this fight and save my life. This kind of adventure doesn't happen nearly often enough for my liking. And I sure wish there were more missions that brought the politics and factions of the universe to life, and gave me a reason to care about the news I read on the space station bulletin boards. But for a few minutes here and there, none of that matters. I'm too busy captaining a spaceship, trying to stay alive long enough to bring it in for a landing. And that's what keeps me coming back, even after all the hours spent shuttling back and forth between identical space stations. Elite Dangerous definitely isn't trying to be a successor to classics like Free Space or Privateer, in that you mostly have to wait for action to find you. For every minute I spent in combat, you can expect to spend 15 flying from star to star. But if you're patient and willing to engage with Elite as a serious work sim with a sci-fi setting, you'll eventually find some amazing, engrossing adventures out there among the stars. That does it for Elite, but stick to IGN for all your space trucking needs.